So we're going to do Grab Bag in just a minute, but we haven't done Catching Fire Pick a Page in a while, so we thought it would be fun to do. So hopefully you guys all have your books ready. So to do Pick a Page, if you're a new listener to the show and you don't know what Pick a Page is, we use random.org to choose a random page number in Catching Fire. We flip to that page and then look at what's on the page and talk about it. So tonight, the random page number that random.org has given us is actually number 7, which is crazy. I don't know if it's ever given us one that low before. So, and that's page 7 in the U.S. hardcover edition. But even if you don't have that edition, it's just like a few pages into chapter 1. Let's go ahead and I will briefly share kind of what's happening on this page for those of you who do not have your books. So on page 7, Katniss has she's obviously living in Victor's Village now. She's gone hunting, and, she stops back at her family's old house to change clothes, and she encounters Buttercup. A wailing at the back door demands my attention. I open it to find Buttercup. He dislikes the new house almost as much as I do and always leaves it when my sister's at school. I let him in, feed him a chunk of beaver fat, and even rub him between the ears for a bit. You're hideous, you know that, right? I ask him. Come on, you. I scoop him up with one hand, grab my game bag with the other, and haul them both out onto the street. The cat springs free and disappears under a bush. And then she sort of makes her way to Gail's house. So I guess a couple of questions that this page raises in the context of the film. How do we think the movie is going to start? Do we think that it will start out the way that the book starts out? I mean, with the first film, it began exactly where the book begins. Like, the first scenes are identical. Do you guys think that the Catching Fire movie will sort of follow that pattern as well, and that it'll maybe start with Katniss hunting in the woods? Any thoughts?
With the music, too. And with that deer's not a muzzle or whatever you call it being shown up close like Gary Ross did in the wood. No, I don't. I think it very well could. I think that would be an interesting opening. Probably with a little bit less shaky cam, which we don't need to go into that. I'm just saying that's my prediction, that if they do that, because it's a different director, not trying to shake things up, just stir things up. If that makes any sense.
I think we all did. I hope we all did. I think it would be really cool if the movie opened and it was Katniss back in the woods, and like it could almost look as if the Hunger Games had never happened. Like it would almost look like a scene from the first movie, like when she's hunting with Gale. And then we see her return to her old house, but then she leaves it and then goes, to Gale's house. I don't know. That's my prediction for how the movie is going to start. Does anyone think it will start differently?
I would definitely love to see it start. I'm sorry, I'm having a total brain fart. The first one does start in the Capitol with Caesar Flickerman, right?
That's true. Yeah, the first movie. And then Prim screams, and then it's, Katniss.
Yeah, so I would love to see Catching Fire, the movie, kind of emulate that same idea of almost a frame or like some sort of like mini prologue that then takes us to Katniss. Like, I think I'd rather see, I don't know, maybe be too uniform compared to the first one, but I really thought that was effective.
I could see them starting it maybe with one of Katniss's nightmares, although that might be a little too cliche, like to start a movie with a dream.
Yeah, or maybe if they showed...
If they want to do it, they might be introducing the new Game Maker or something.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that would be great. Can you say that again? I didn't hear it.
They might start with, like, a big introduction of the new head Game Maker.
I think that I could totally see that happening, like kind of mirroring the first film's intro, but introing Plutarch Heavensbee.
And also to remind everyone, yep, Seneca's gone.
Another question that I think there's really not anything interesting on this page. This was kind of a dud page, but that happens when you just choose randomly. But, Victor's Village isn't really described on this page, but it's mentioned on the preceding page. I am really curious to see what Victor's Village will look like, you know, and because I have like a really distinct image in my mind of Victor's Village for some reason. And I'm curious to see how it will compare to what they actually go with.
Yeah, I have a feeling it will look absolutely nothing like what I picture in my head.
I guess last comment, at the end of this page, Katniss goes to Gale's house and encounters his mother, Hazel or Hazel. You know, we don't know, you know, how this woman pronounces her name, but do you guys think that they will include Gale's family in this movie since, you know, they weren't visible in the first film?
Yeah, that's a no for me. I don't.
Yeah, I doubt it.
They're not going to add Madge. They're not going to add Gale's family.
That is a lot of casting to make, I guess, to extra characters. Although maybe they'll be there in the distance or in the background, sort of like a step above extras, perhaps.
Right, like named extras, basically.
Yeah, that would be great. You know, in my book.
I mean, I really hope that they're in there, but I'm not, you know, I'm not feeling too optimistic about it just because, you know, like, Madge didn't make it, like you just said. Greasy Stay didn't make it. Peeta's brothers didn't make it. Peeta's dad giving the cookies to Katniss didn't make it. So I can't imagine them including Gale's family unless they show up, or like unless they're there in the background, like during the whipping scene or something, or like they come over when Mrs. Everdeen is caring for him after that, like maybe they'll come over or something. I don't know.
Well, I mean, they did. Remember Isaac King, Peeta's brother?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
and we never meet him in the book, but it sounds like we might possibly meet him in the movie. So if he can make it, then maybe possibly Gale's family could.
That would be nice. I mean, I feel like we didn't get to see... there was really, like, no Gale character development in the first movie, so I think, like, getting to know his family even just for, like, 1 second might be helpful. I don't know.
I think they're more likely to make an appearance in Mockingjay.
Yeah, I could see that as well.
Do you know what I think would be a really cool opening? I'm not expecting this to happen. I'm not even saying that I necessarily want this, but I think it would be really awesome. What if, you know how the first film obviously cut out fading to black with President Snow walking up the staircase? What if it picked up with President Snow straight from there, continuing to walk up the staircase and saying to someone, "Get me on a train to District 12." Or something like that.
Cool.